back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that share button, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Okay, today we're going to be talking about how women financially abuse men. All right? And in today's world, I think any man of all time knows that whether you're dating a woman or whether you're married to a woman, just being next to a woman and being around women will cause you to spend money. If it's not for living, then it will be to satisfy her. Most men, especially in the MGTOW community and the red pill community, see most of their success whenever they get out of a relationship. They're able to save money and focus on things that would logically get them ahead versus spending money on things that would fix emotional issues that a woman has. And being in a relationship with women sometimes crutches men financially and keeps them from getting ahead because you place so much attention and so much of your money catering to a woman who needed to look and feel a certain way. But the thing about a woman is she's never programmed to save. She's always struggling to live check to check when she's by herself. When she's by herself, she's always broke. Majority of women cannot sustain a healthy way of living by themselves. Most can only sustain it whenever they're in a relationship where a man makes more money than them, because women spend most of their money trying to feel a certain way. They don't spend most of their money trying to invest into the future, which when they're with a man, the man's pushing forward, but her financial abuse starts to push the relationship backwards. All right? And today I got 3 reasons why women financially abuse men. And we're gonna start off with the first one. She makes him spend money on her. This is where he's gonna spend money on clothes. He's going to spend money on trips. He's gonna spend money on dinners. He's gonna always have to spend some type of money. You're gonna have to spend money on the restaurant that she wants to go to. You're gonna have to spend money on places that she wants to take a trip to. See, when you're involved with a woman, you constantly have to spend money on her because that's what women are designed and have been programmed to think, that a man is not a man unless he can financially take care of her. So a woman's natural instinct is to have a man pay for everything that she don't want to pay for, and that she takes the money that she's supposed to get and spends it on herself because she's programmed that the man is supposed to always pay for her. He's supposed to take care of her. So he's always making triple the amount of money as her. So the money that he make is supposed to be set to take care of her, and being that she's getting a lesser amount of money, she's supposed to keep it for herself. So women have this mindset where they believe his money is my money is my money. So men must pay for all these little things that she don't want to pay for, that she views as cheap, but it's there to make her feel better. Now we're going to go to step number 2. She loves to control the finances. A lot of women love to control the finances in a relationship because 9 times out of 10, a man is marrying a woman that a woman does not love him back. She's marrying the best contract. So what she does is she feels like if she takes control of the money, then she's able to balance the living better. In a lot of situations, a woman puts a lot of thought into this just so she can monitor what you got and what you ain't got, so she'll know what she can spend on herself and what you can't spend on you. See, when she's monitoring the finances, when you want something, it has to be a need. You want a pair of shoes? You have to need a pair of shoes. You want a shirt? You have to need it. Women, when they're controlling the finances, do not let the man spend money on himself unless he needs what he's trying to buy. But on her end, the money will go towards how she feels to make her feel better. See, she'll spend the money on a pair of shoes because she says, these shoes are never on sale. I'm getting them because they're on sale because they're going to match a shirt that I bought 7 years ago. See, when she goes to spend money, it's to make her feel a certain way. But she don't want the guy out there spending money because she feels like he's gonna spend more money on bigger items. But all her little items that she buys with the money equivalent to what he would have made a major purchase on. So women, when they're controlling the finances, typically a man's pockets start to drain, and before you know it, everything has been skyrocketed. Everything that she's spending money on could be food, candy, clothes, everything, but she justifies it. But he can't spend money unless he absolutely needs it. And this is how they financially abuse men, by making majority of his money goes towards what she wants, and he still don't make out on it. Number 3, and this is probably the worst that happens in marriages and relationships, she ruins his credit. See, when a man gets married, she's still under this Cinderella princess story. So a lot of guys, when they get married, they end up taking loans out on houses they can barely afford. They can afford it, but they just don't take into play eating, bills, emergencies. They look at it like, I'm making a substantial amount of money. And that's what the woman does. She makes you get a house that's nice, that she wants, that's gonna place you in debt and get you living check to check. She's gonna take credit cards out on each other's names. So she's gonna run these credit card bills up on actually furnishing the house, making the house look a certain way, making her closet look a certain way. She's gonna constantly be blowing money, whether it's cash or it's gonna be credit, but she's gonna run the credit up first because it's the fastest. When women get credit cards, they're looking at it like, man, this is free money. They're not disciplined to what comes down the road. They look at it like this is free money. So women have a tendency to run the credit cards up very, very fast on what they want to do with it. The furniture she's gonna pick out, the decorations she's gonna pick out. Everything that she's spending money on is gonna be about her, but the guy's gonna have to pay for it. See, when a man goes to get married, 80% of women that he marries is already in debt. Most of these women are coming into the relationship already in debt. So the moment you get married is the moment your credit immediately goes down, because she's coming in with debt and you're left to pay for it. But she feels no remorse for all this because she has a mindset to where it's like, all right, if you want me, you have to pay for me because you're the guy that I initially didn't want. See, if you're the guy that she initially didn't want, you're gonna spend most of the money because she feels like you have to do it. She feels like you're a markdown from what her actual value is. Remember I told you in one video, women date so many betas over and over and over and over and over again that one day she says, I'm gonna pick one because I'm getting sick of dating the same guy. So I'm gonna pick the guy that gives me the best contract. So when you get married and you sign that contract and she thinks that you can afford it, or she knows you can afford it because she's been managing everything, then now she's going to control everything that he brings in. All his resources would be controlled by her. See, she don't care about running the credit up. The reason is because when they split, it's easier for her to get a man that wants to sleep with her to repeat this process all over again. So she ain't looking at it like, all right, bad credit, I can't get a house. I'll go back to an apartment and wait till I meet a guy that can afford a house and do the same thing all over again. But when a guy gets out of a marriage or he gets out of a relationship where they've been spending each other's bills, then he has to play cleanup to himself for what she did. But all she's gonna do is go out there and borderline prostitute herself to the next man that she comes across. So she never has to pay for anything. If you look around, women are not disciplined when they're by themselves. When they're by themselves, women continue to blow money, blow money, blow money. Why? Because they always have to feel a certain way. They're only disciplined whenever they are in a relationship. When you meet a single woman, she's always broke. This is why when you go on dates, They sit down and they want to study. What do you do for a living? Oh, really? When they're saying that, they're not saying it for conversation. They're saying it for like, all right, let me see how much you got, how much I can take off of you, how much we're going to use if we work together. A woman's ultimate goal is to get a job making $30,000 a year so she can marry a guy who's making $100,000 a year. So she could quit her $30,000 a year job because she feels like he makes enough money to compensate for what she was doing. And this is why they financially abuse men. It's because it's just like a child. You give them something they don't have to work for, they don't appreciate it. So when women marry beta guys that want to buy their love, they don't appreciate anything that the man does. They'll crash your nice car, they'll mess up your house, they'll mess up your credit and leave you out to dry to clean it up while they move on to another man. This is Anthony Spade, and this is how women financially abuse men. Hasta la vista.